being with these two as they join their lives together, Father. I pray for the food we're about to partake in, that you'd bless it to the nourishment of our bodies and bless the hands that prepared it. Thank you for your love for us and all you are. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you all for being here. I'm Melissa, Mel's sister. Mel has a memory like no other and vividly remembers being 4 years old and dreaming of being a bride. Tonight, I hope all of your dreams will come true. We were planning a lot of ups and downs with the rain the last few days, so I figured it's all about who stands up with you in the rain that counts. Just look around this barn and you'll see everyone who braved the last few days and ups and downs to be here tonight. You have Jake by your side, who I've got to say is a perfect match for your wittiness and humor. There are definitely big shoes to fill as far as the men who we have looked up to our entire lives. But Jake's got what it takes with a love for his family and willingness to be a part of our family and traditions. Jake and Mel, I cannot be happier for you two. Let's raise our glasses and toast these two to sharing their lives together.
Next up, we have best man, Brian.
Well, if you don't know, my name's Brian. And first of all, I'm Jake's best man, and I'd like to say, how about this one? This wedding, it turned out really nice, you know? 400-year flood can suck it, right? And Jake's whole involvement was he built a bar. Everyone saw that coming because that's the only thing Jake really mattered about. So, and I'd like to first thank Melanie for tipping me off that I am the best man, because I asked Jake and Jake didn't really know what was going on at the time. So thank you, Melanie, for telling me that I'm the best man in Jake's wedding and that I was in the wedding. So with these speeches, they can sometimes get a little mushy and full of tears. So Jake, I brought you a little something. Remember that? It's from the bachelor party. I just want to encourage everybody in this room, after the speeches are over, to ask them about that garment. And you can use it to wipe up your happy tears. So Jake and I met in the 7th grade. He was the big guy, and I was the short big guy. And together, we made a perfect team. Jake was that confident middle schooler that rocked the rolly backpack. Our favorite class was PE, and our least desired class was, our favorite class was woodshop, and our least desired class was PE. They say if you're not first, you're last. And Jake and I saw through to that every Wednesday when we had to run the mile. It was timed, and Jake and I were always dead last. But we got A's because we were nice people. In high school, Jake and I spent most of our time in work experience class and eating lunch at the Emo's gas station, where we ate microwaved frozen pizzas and ate them leaning against the crash posts surrounding the building. We were studs, to say the least. Jake still had a rolly backpack. After high school, Jake and I's friendship started to become closer. At the time, Jake was running his family's dairy, and I was ditching MJC, Mom and Dad, you did not hear that, to go hang out with Jake and shoot squirrels and eat Little Caesars hot and ready pizzas on top of the haystacks. Life was good for a couple studs just living their best lives. Jake and I have had a lot of fun growing up together. One of my best memories with Jake was when on a hunting trip where Jake, Joe, my brother, and myself went hunting. Getting there was crazy. There was black ice on the road, and at this point, Jake has sat in the back seat of Joe's pickup truck for around 18 hours on his phone saying maybe 5 words the whole trip. When the whole freeway was dead stopped, we had nothing to do but sit on the icy freeway. I encouraged Jake to get out and stretch those legs. He opened the door, dipped his toe in the ice, closed the door, and shut it again. I'm not sure if Jake peed once on the way to Texas, which is highly unlikely. So therefore, there must have been many of refilled Gatorade bottles in the back of that truck. Another great memory I have is the time that Jake and I went on and a couple buddies on a road trip. We flew into New Orleans and we partied a night. We flew into New Orleans, we partied for a night, and then we road tripped in a Chrysler Town van, the ones with the comfy captain's chairs, and we drove to Texas. On the way there, we stopped for a 30 box of Coors Light and 3 tall cans. And I couldn't write this whole story down, so I'm just going to go for it. So here we are, us 4 guys drinking beers. Guy that was driving was not. And we're listening to the Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump debate. It's live streamed. I have 1 Coors Light, a tall can, and 1 beer. My brother has 1 tall can and 1 beer, and Jake's taking care of the rest. So we're driving, and I'm like, we're all listening, not a word. We're here to party, not a word, right? Speech is over with. Everything's done. I'm like, hey, Jake, can I get a beer? He's like, I can hear him kind of out of breath because he's bent over. He's like, shh, and you hear all these cans going on. I'm like, Jake, you got a beer? He's like, well, that's the problem. I'm trying to find one. I go, what do you mean? He goes, we're out of beer. I go, I had 2 beers. Steven, how many did you have? He goes, I had 2. I go, Jake? He goes, I might have got a little drunk. He accidentally got drunk on the freeway, and then right after that said, pull over, I gotta pee. Can't make it up. But like every man, Jake was looking for that special girl, that someone that would be his everything. I've seen Jake talk to women, and contrary to popular belief, Jake isn't your smooth, sweep you off your feet Casanova. So when I heard that on Melanie and Jake's first date, which was a day before Valentine's Day, he presented Melanie with a flower and said, no girl should go without flowers on Valentine's Day, I was floored. Jake gave a girl a flower and showed affection. Pigs do fly. I remember meeting Melanie for the first time. She had the most warmest smile and the whitest damn teeth I've ever seen in my life. There's got to be something wrong with a girl with that white of teeth. I mean, come on. With Jake? I couldn't help but feel this girl was the one for Jake. It's been a few years now, and still I find myself telling myself, Jake better not screw this one up. Melanie, I want to welcome you to the friend group. And with that, I want to say cheers.
Next up, we have Melanie's bridesmaid, Ashley Rollis.
All right. I've been working on this speech for a while now, less than 24 hours to be exact. I started writing it this morning on the day Jake finally decided to marry Melanie. So here goes nothing. Hi, everyone. I'm Ashley, and and Melanie's my best friend. Don't look at me. 21 years ago, I met the beautiful bride when I sat in front of her in English class, English honors, actually. We're pretty smart. We had class right after brunch and started our friendship by asking each other if we had food in our teeth. As we all know, Melanie loves, I can't look at her, sentimental memories. So I wanted to do the honor of starting off my speech for her on her big day, the way she started off her speech for me at my wedding. I still remember February 13th, your first date. You were so excited to have met your country boy. After I heard how great it went, I remembered our conversation and thinking, who would have thought, looking back, that would be your last single Saturday night. Since then, that song has always made me think about you both. And tonight is your true last Saturday night before you are a married woman. Jake continued to show us he was meant for you by keeping you on your toes, making you laugh, singing you country songs each morning, and being able to navigate your range of emotions. I remember us chatting after Betty White had passed, and Jake wasn't sure how to handle Melanie and her moment. We had a laugh together, and I just assured him, we just laugh when she does that, it'll be okay. I knew then he was perfect for you. In our group of friends, Melanie has been a mediator or referee in various marriage disagreements, and it seems like she would mostly take the husband's side. Just so you know, Jake, in this next chapter for you both, we got your back. Mel, your cowboy finally arrived on his turtle, and I couldn't be happier for you. I feel so honored to be a part of your special day and stand up here tonight. I wish you both nothing but the happiest of ever afters and all the love in the world. Continue to do special things for each other, communicate, and show each other you love one another every single day. Jake, welcome to our family. Cheers to the Weedas.
And lastly, Melanie's father, Mike, has a few words he'd like to say.
I think Carrie wants to. No? Oh, I got about 10 minutes to get comfort. 10 seconds, sorry. So this has been a great day, great event building up to this. And as everyone knows, we've been struggling with the weather. And this just really came together today. The parking was the pits. We had it all figured out. And then the last minute yesterday, it fell apart on us as the rain. And I appreciate everyone's cooperation and getting out here and making that all happen, come together. Beyond that, I would like to welcome Jake into the family, and then his family also. Still trying to meet all of Jake's family, and I apologize if I mess up and forget names, but we're working on it, and we'll get there. Mary, we finally made it, huh? So thank you all for coming out today, to celebrate and their wedding. I'll just throw one other thing in. Melanie's been really planning this since she was 5, literally 5 years old, planning her wedding. All she was looking for was the guy to fill in the gap. And we got him, so here we go. So congratulations. Welcome to the family, Jake.
And lastly, Melanie and Jake have a few words that they'd like to say.
So there is, well, I really project. Sorry about that. There's zero hope of me getting through this without my phone because I'll be a blubbering mess. So we all know that this guy is never going to be able to talk. So this is from both of us. And while I have myself composed, I just wanted to say some quick but big thank yous. I got to switch hands here. This is unnatural for me. First and foremost, we would not be here celebrating today if it weren't for dating apps. So thank you, Hinge, for matching us. Second, none of what you see today would be possible without our local Amazon driver, Steve. Rumor has it he was able to save college funds for his 4 children with the overtime he worked delivering all my packages over the last 6 months. He's in the back. No. In all seriousness. In all seriousness, we could have never pulled all of this together without help. There are so many people to thank. And I want to acknowledge all of you who have helped us. But we have a party to get started and we can't be up here all night. So a few very special thanks go to Brian and Steven for letting us use their beautiful barn. My aunt and uncle, Jim and Stacy, for cooking us this delicious dinner. Jeff and Carrie Brannon, who spent hours here in the cold and rain helping us set up with amazingly meticulous detail. An extra special thank you to Carrie, where are you at, who made my first birthday cake and now our beautiful wedding cake. Renee Cook, who was trying to camouflage herself near the DJ in the back, who looked at my Pinterest board and helped make it a reality and had the patience of a saint when I would forget to send her the things she needed to actually help me. She worked endlessly and managed everything behind the scenes, and we can't thank you enough for helping and everything you made happen. Elvis and Misty for helping Jake build that amazingly looking bar in the back and seating charts. Jake's mom, Mary, for raising this ridiculously honorary man I now get to call my husband. For being an airport shuttle and for the amazing taco dinner we enjoyed last night. My dad, whose spreadsheets and phone calls to so many different vendors helped more than he knows. Also, so grateful for all of his patience over these last 6 months, and to be quite honest, the last 36 years. My sister, who took all the times and dates and thoughts and ideas I had in my head and kept me organized so that we all had a clue where we were supposed to be and when, or else none of you probably would have known to show up today at this time. She found resolutions to problems I didn't know could be found and just really took over so many of the tasks I was too overwhelmed to take on. My mom, who's now on a first name basis with the kind folks at the Amazon return counter inside Kohl's. She's been my rock through all of this and did everything she could to keep me from being stressed. Our amazing villages of friends and family. We are both incredibly fortunate to come from the families and have the groups of friends that we do. Neither of us would be who we are or where we are today without you, and we're so grateful that you stood by our side through the hard times and are here tonight to celebrate the best time. Lastly, you, dear. I ran all this by him but left this part out, so. Thank you for making me laugh and helping me not take life so seriously. Thank you for loving me for who I am, all the while pushing me out of my comfort zone and helping me become a better person. Thank you for sending me that first message on Hinge and giving my heart a home. I waited so freaking long to find you. And you were well worth the wait. I can't wait to do life with you and have babies with you and see what the rest of our lives have in store for us. Thank you all for coming. Thank you for being flexible with the parking and arriving at different times. We love you all. We got some partying to do. Let's get the show on the road. Cheers.
One more time, ladies and gentlemen, raise that glass for Mr. and Mrs. Wida.